Russia is still unsuccessful in Donetsk region. Putin has been unable to take it for 12 years. And the constitution of Ukraine makes it impossible to give up territory or trade land.
Because there'll be some land swapping going on. I know that through Russia and through conversations with everybody. To the good, for the good of Ukraine. Good stuff, not bad stuff. Also, some bad stuff for both. So there's good and there's bad. But it's very complex because you have lines that are very uneven. Again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and we'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening.
Russia and Ukraine are locked in their deadliest phase yet. The bloodshed has hit an all-time high since the war erupted in February 2022. And while the world scrolls through reels, headlines, and hashtags, in this age of propaganda, deepfakes, and disinformation, one thing remains unclear. Who is actually winning this war?
Alongside what we've already developed, I think we could take a really important step forward today, a historic step actually, could come out of this meeting in terms of security for Ukraine and security in Europe.
Everybody around this table is in favor of peace. And we work very hard, and we've worked very hard during the past few years to have a peace which is...
If we want to reach peace and if we want to guarantee justice, we have to do it
Consider the possibility of using nuclear weapons when receiving reliable information.
It's one of the most horrifying moments of the war.
What they've done is just terrible.
But if we talk about facts, Russia is tearing through Ukrainian territory. The NATO-backed map of Ukraine is screaming red, inch by inch. All wars at their core are about land, and this one is no different. This war is about borders, about control, and now those borders in Eastern Europe, they are shifting again. The geopolitical chessboard is being redrawn in real times. But here's the question many are afraid to ask. How much land has Russia actually taken? And what does Ukraine look like on the map today? Let's cut through the noise. Let's look at the numbers. Let's map the facts. Russia has invaded and fully controls 112,851 square kilometers of traditionally existing Ukraine. That is 18.7% of the country, including Crimea. Imagine. Cuba ripped from Ukraine's map. Since April 2024, Russia's gobbled up to 4,772 square kilometers, mostly in Donetsk and Sumy. Last week, Russia pushed into Dnipropetrovsk, snatching more ground, according to France 24. They are steamrolling villagers, but Ukraine's fighting tooth and nail.
А в реальності, щоб це було дійсно, якщо передишка, то значить вона передишка і на фронті. Це і люди можуть спати спокійно в своїх оселях і не переживати.
Back in 2014, Russia seized Crimea, 27,000 square kilometers, and stirred up Donbass, as per the Moscow Times. By 2022, Ukraine had lost 43,000 square kilometers, about 7% of its land. Then Russia's 2022 invasion blew the map apart. Russia peaked at 140,000 square kilometers in 2022, a fifth of Ukraine. Ukraine's counterattacks reclaimed Kherson and Kharkiv, dropping Russia's hold to 111,900 square kilometers by late 2022. In 2024, Ukraine flipped the script, grabbing 1,373 square kilometers in Russia's Kursk region, including a gas pipeline as per Reuters. A slap to Putin's face. But by March 2025, Russia had crushed that to just 63 square kilometers.
Look, they incurred into the Kursk region. Well, they lost 76,000 troops there. It's a catastrophe, it's a disaster. 76,000.
On June 3rd, Ukraine hammered Russia's Kerch Bridge and airfields with 117 drones, reported Reuters on June 3, 2025. That's raw defiance. This war is a global firestorm. Russia demands Crimea, Donbas, Kherson and Zaporizhzhia as theirs, plus no NATO for Ukraine. Putin is not budging.
American president, but in 2021, President Biden, back then, proposed exactly that. He said that they would postpone the ascension of Ukraine to NATO for the next 10 years because it was not ready. And I responded, yes, it wasn't ready. But what you will do is you will prepare it and then make it part of NATO. So it's actually not that long of a period. For us, it doesn't matter whether it's 1 year or 10 years. In historical terms, that's not so much. And I don't know if that is the true opinion of the Trump's team.
The West is flooding Ukraine with weapons, but Russia's got control. And Russia got support of North Korea and China. These countries are backing them. Europe's in panic mode. Trump is irritated by this war.
There's some additional fighting that's going to go on. You know, he attacked, and they attacked pretty harshly. They went deep into Russia, and he actually told me. I mean, I made it very clear. He said we have no choice but to attack based on that, and it's probably not going to be pretty. I don't like it. I said, don't do it. You shouldn't do it. You should stop it. But again, there's a lot of hate.
Russia at Sumy gains 95 square kilometers this year. It hints at a buffer zone plan. Peace talks in Istanbul dead in the water. Russia wants land first.
Збільшувати тиск на Москву, треба посилювати санкції, треба шукати варіанти, як використати заморожені російські активи на користь нашої оборони. Росія прекрасно розуміє тільки одну мову – мову сили. Саме ця мова має стати робочою в усіх форматах міжнародної взаємодії найближчими місяцями. Говорив сьогодні і вчора з міністром оборони Умєровим, з керівником ГУР Будановим, з головою Служби безпеки України Малюком. Україна продовжує робити все можливе, щоб відбулось звільнення.
Lastly, summarizing everything, this is Ukraine's map today on July 2025. Russia's carved out 112,851 square kilometers. That is 18.7% of the country. Crimea, seized in 2014, spans 27,000 square kilometers. Donetsk and Luhansk are bleeding since 2014 and are partly held with Russia's grip tightening in 2025. Kherson and Zaporizhzhia's southern chunks are under Moscow's boot, with recent gains in Donetsk and Sumy.
The date?
Yes.
No, we don't have any date. We don't have any date. We just confirmed after this productive meeting with President and then with all our colleagues, with the partners, we confirm that we are ready for trilateral meeting. And if Russia proposed to President of the United States bilateral, and then we will see the result of bilateral, and then it can be the trilateral. So I said always, so Ukraine will never stop on the way to peace, and we are ready for any kind of formats, but on the level of leaders. Thank you so much. Дякую.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.